Let's get it as one. Crookshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking in for a daily Move Swiftly thought, giving you a perspective on teamwork which you will not get anywhere else. Nice, relaxed 2-mile run today, giving my legs a little bit of a rest. Recording this Monday, October 21st, which is the newly dubbed Make Your Move Monday. Starting off with a kickoff question. And the more, if you watched yesterday's video, you knew that it was going to be about, I'm going to discuss my my Michigan Wolverines in regards to the kickoff question and what I'm going to be discussing about. So before I get into that, however, there's a lot of questions that came up as I was watching the NFL games. You know, shout out to my Commanders. Made it so I went 2 for 2 this weekend, 2 for 2. You know, Stony Brook and the Commanders won, but good counsel and Michigan Wolverines took an L. So went 2 for 2 in regards to the teams that I really, pay attention to and really, hurt. I hurt when they lose. I feel uplifted. I feel good when they win. So thank you for the Commanders for making it so feel a little more uplifted as I give today's thought. All right. So as far as the kickoff question, all right, and again, what I am considering, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, is I am considering doing like a full list of questions, just doing a whole, 30-minute show in which I have questions out and kind of get your feedback, just things that came up throughout the weekend and also just so we're clear, if you don't know, if it's your first time listening to me, what we do over here in the Move Swiftly world is we connect all of the teamwork lessons, everything in regards to sports, more in particular football, seeing that we are in football season, but we connect all the teamwork lessons that one can learn in the world of sports, and then, like I said, in particular football, and we connect it to business owners who are trying their best to build a cohesive team, build teams using innovative teamwork, which is what this brand is all about, right? So I am considering, doing a whole show where we just kind of kick it off with several questions that can also be applied to you as a business owner, can also be applied to how you go about hiring your staff, keeping your staff, and doing things to make it so your office and make it so your, I don't want to say office, make it so your organization is moving like a cohesive unit, right? So the question I have, and this is going to be more on the personal end, because again, it has been such a drop off for my Michigan Wolverines, and in all honesty, we expected it. We know we lost a lot to the NFL, lost our head coach and Coach Harbaugh, so there was an expectation that we weren't going to be as good as we were last year. We weren't going to go 15-0. We get all that, but losing to Illinois after a bye week, and a bye week in which we were, we had the opportunity to get healthy. There was a brand new quarterback who was supposed to come in and develop an offensive system that was going to actually put some points on the board. And for us to lose 21, only put 7 points on the board. Only put 7 points on the board after this guy, Jack Tellis, threw a ton of interceptions. Now the question really has to be about what exactly needs to be done to rebuild, all right? And I'm an honest fan. I'm someone who, again, played the game, watched the game, coached the game, scouted the game, the whole thing. And to be 100% honest, it is not fair to just blame Sharon Moore on this. It's not fair to just blame Kirk Campbell on this. It's not fair to just blame the quarterback, all right? This, to be honest with you, and again, because I've watched the games, I watched all 15 games last year, this all started a year ago, all right? Now, because our running game and our offensive line was so dominant, we were able to still win games without having that dynamic of a passing game, all right? We were still able to do that even though our passing game just was not there. J.J. McCarthy was good enough to be able to threaten with the pass, but he wasn't sitting back there. He wasn't Peyton Manning sitting back there, having that pass game threat. So we were able to be good enough to win 15 games in the conference and all that. So because of that, I believe Coach Harbaugh also deserves the blame for how bad the offense has been this year, all right? Because it was the same guys. It was Kirk Campbell, Sharon Moore, and him were basically the ones calling the offense a year ago, and it's really no different in terms of the play calling and what they're trying to do. It's just a matter of, look, we don't have the run game that's able to support such a weak passing game. So the question is, what exactly do we do to rebuild this offense? And in my opinion, I think it's the offense specifically is the problem. Defensively, they looked a whole lot better. They were able to nut up. And I know once Wink Martindale gets coals off on the blitzes and stuff like that, the defense looked a whole lot better. They were able to stop them. even though they're put in some very tough situations. But when it comes to what the offense needs to do to rebuild, do they let go of Kirk Campbell? Do they now consider starting the freshman Jaden? I had an oversight yesterday. It's not Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels is the Commanders' quarterback, but Jaden Davis. Do they now consider starting Jaden Davis, which I've been on record saying they should not burn his redshirt year to do so? Or do they just, clean house and get rid of everyone that's involved in the offense? So that's going to be the question. But my answer to that is I do believe they need to bring someone in who has a reputation of developing a air attack that is creative enough, has a more creative mind offensively, all right? And that would mean removing and replacing the offensive coordinator, or at least, downgrading him or whatever it is they want to do it. But I do believe that they're going to need to bring in somebody that has a reputation as an offensive coordinator that's going to be a whole lot more creative than what it is we're seeing. Because, and I'll tell you the reason why, because I don't think we should just abandon the way we won the year ago. I think it's important that we continue to make sure that Michigan football plays like Michigan football, and it's a run game, and it's something in which we can threaten with the run. I'm not saying go all the way back to Rich Rodriguez where we try to put in a bunch of gimmicky style plays. I'm saying keep the nucleus of what Michigan football is all about, which is keeping the ball on the ground, controlling the game on the clock. But you gotta bring in an offensive coordinator that has the mentality, that has the creativity, that can do a lot of things offensively, and has the reputation to bring in a lot of big play wide receivers and big play guys that can threaten you deep, and has that reputation, so you can go to it. So again, the answer to the question is yes, I do think they need to get rid of the offensive coordinator, not because of, not anything personal, to be honest with you, because again, I don't blame him 100% for all of the problems. I think it's the blame between him, Coach Harbaugh, and Sherrone Moore. I think all three of them kind of deserve the equal amount of blame because they all had a hand in this offense. They all have input in this offense. But I do think it's time to bring in somebody that has a fresher mindset, that has a reputation of developing a pass game, a very creative pass game, while still keeping the nucleus, the running Michigan football, while still keeping that element to them, so they know that they have what it needs, they have what it takes to win games on the ground if need be. And that's kind of a mix of both. So however it gets done, even if it's a element of bringing in a quarterback coach that takes over the play calling, and I don't know, you do something with Kirk Campbell where you guys are working together, however you do it. In fact, one of the things that Michigan did a great job of when Coach Harbaugh was there was a system that they had in terms of calling the plays that they never actually revealed to anybody, which I thought, again, worked out great, turned into a national championship. But the bottom line to it is somebody needs to come in who has that reputation of developing a really, really strong pass game and being very creative in the play calling, because it was a fucking shit show. I mean, anybody who has any level of coherency in the football world sees they're just giving the ball to two people. It was Khalil Mullings and Trevor Loveland, the tight end. It was such a predictable offense, and this quarterback just was not even, he was just uncomfortable in the pocket, couldn't do anything. Pocket breaks down, he just couldn't do anything with it, all right? So curious to hear your thoughts on it every week. Again, it may turn into something where I'm doing more than one question, because there was a lot going on. There's a lot going on this time of year, and I'm always curious. I always want to hear feedback, especially when it comes to how we apply this to our businesses, how we're able to take the lessons that we see in the game and apply it to our businesses. Because if you're a business owner and you start to see things to have such a drop off in your organization and your personnel and all that, these are the things you have to be thinking about. How do you bring certain people in that can shore up, that can not take away from the nucleus, but also make it so I'm able to create more and develop more, because I don't have all the answers by myself. I have to depend on teamwork when it comes to these things, all right? Main website to check out to dive deeper into all my work, it's makeyourmove.com. That's MakeYamove.com. One-stop shop for all your teamwork and your self-development needs. As one, Crookshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking out. You guys continue to move swiftly. We will talk more soon.